And you know, and I had you know, started Braille, was barely introduced to Braille, and I think it was in that moment in time I said to myself, I got to learn Braille, you know, at least enough to be able to read agendas, to print out, write out Braille, to type out Braille, you know, and you know, that's something that I really took from you, and I really appreciated that, you know. So, you know, I think I might have mentioned that one time. And I mention it again on a worldwide network. That I appreciate you for that, because you know, you inspired me to read Braille to where now I can go to a convention and read the Braille agenda. When I go places, I want Braille, and even though Braille is changing a little bit with the UEB. I'm interested in seeing how that'll go. I've already contacted Hadley School for the Blind. And a lot of these entities that we're talking about, listening audience, you can go to our website, radionext.tv, on the Cool Group site, and go to See What I'm Saying, or you can visit www.seewhatimsaying.net and even .org, and go to our website, and all of this information, links will be there for you to visit, like the Hadley School for the Blind, Bosma Enterprises, web sources, and we have other entities on there. So I just wanted to make that brief public announcement. But I do want to thank you for that, Mike, because that little moment in time showed me. And then with President Brown saying, if you can't read print and you can't read Braille, what does that make you? It makes you what?
Illiterate.
Illiterate. So, you know, that might sound kind of harsh to folks, but it's true. So those of you that are wrestling with wanting to read Braille and telling me, well, I can read Braille, you go to give them agenda, or give them the card with ABC on it, and then they can't read it. You know, quit faking out yourself. Learn how to read Braille. As the National Federation of the Blind says, blind Braille readers are leaders. And that does prove to be true. And we're talking to one of our leaders right now, Mr. Mike Dixon, and Miss Lisa Carter. Lisa, did you learn Braille?
No.
All right, Mike.
She can see print.
Well,
oh, that's right. She can see print. You can see large print, can't you?
Yeah,
so you can read.
Yeah,
Okay, so you're not illiterate.
Back in school, I did know some Braille.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm mainly print.
Okay, because you can still manipulate print. Right. Okay, and it's a shame, or almost a travesty, that 90% of our community can't read Braille. You know, only 10% of us can read Braille. So, you know, we just hope that someone listening, or a parent, or a child, or anyone, you know, it doesn't matter how old you are, just take it up and stick with it. You know, go to our website, go to Hadley School for the Blind, and, you know, take on that course there. That's a good course.
So then persons that attend School for the Blind, as you did, beginning 10th grade, it was an option. It wasn't mandatory that you learn the Braille, right?
Not for me, no.
Okay, because you were sighted.
Right.
Now,
well, if they noticed that someone was losing their sight and they were probably going to end up blind before, this is what I noticed. Now, I don't know if they still do this or not. They would recommend to the parents, and usually the student would end up taking some Braille classes to learn Braille before they lost all of their sight. If they noticed that the sight was really diminishing, or thought it would be diminished by the time, you know, they would be out of school, they would you know, give them some Braille classes and they would carry on. Now sometimes the student's sight would diminish, but they wouldn't lose at all, but they would have the Braille under their belt, and they would still continue with print. And then later in life, some of them have lost their sight later in life, and they still kind of remember some Braille, but not as much. And it helped. I remember a guy when I was in the second grade. He could, well, wasn't a high partial, but he could see really pretty good. And he had glaucoma. I think by nearly the end of school that year, he had lost all of his sight, but he picked up and carried on with us. He was in our second grade class, and he graduated with us. It didn't hold him back or anything. He just carried on, just start reading and writing Braille and getting his lessons in Braille.
So,
ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, you just can't see this. We can't either. But
I'm sorry, Mike.
Big Mike got food in her mouth.
Oh.
And so does all the water Lee. So we're trying to hold on, you know. So, but anyhow, apologize that for listening audience.
Yes, I apologize for that.
Because I know I hate eating with food. I mean, talking with food in my mouth.
You and me both.
Eating with food in your mouth, ain't that something? But anyhow, you know, bear with us, cause we're eating some pizza, and it's good too. So now we're talking about Braille, and for those that don't know anything about Braille, Mike, would you tell people what Braille is, basically? You got pizza in your mouth too?
No, I don't have pizza in my mouth. But that question just kind of stumped me. I just never thought about it. It's just a form of having access to literature or the form that a totally blind person or a blind person, visually impaired person who's not able to see the print could read. I mean, with your fingers, you know, and there's a series of raised dots and certain patterns which makes up the letters or abbreviated letters, because in grade 2 Braille you have abbreviated patterns that make up maybe 2 or 3 letters, because when you're writing books, they're already thick enough. If you just put it all out in just all simple form, it would be really huge. And the Braille books are already huge, so to cut back on that, they came out with a lot of abbreviations. And the new Braille codes I'm not really familiar with. I'm just going on what I was taught, so I don't know the new Braille codes, some of the new Braille codes and stuff that's out now, but there most likely still will be abbreviations and stuff. So I hope
you did a great job with that, because you know, most people don't realize you know, Braille takes up so much space. It has, it takes up capacity for real. And to give you an example, my stepdaughter sent me a gift of Braille Bibles, the Braille Bible. And I'm thinking I'm going to get the Braille Bible. I'm excited. And the next thing I know, I have the delivery person coming out to my house for 2 or 3 days with books, the Bible. I had to buy a shelf to place 22 books on the shelf. And if you can recall the pastor's pulpit Bible, approximately 1 book in Braille is about that size.
Yeah.
So that gives you sighted peers or people in our listening audience and an understanding of how much space that Braille takes up. So, you know, and heaven help us if someone sits on our Braille and smashes our Braille cells so we can't read. That's almost putting the dukes up type stuff.
So what you're saying then is 22 volumes to one
one Bible.
one Bible,
Mm-hmm.
and this is with grade 2.
Grade
Braille.
2. Mm-hmm. Grade 2 Braille. You know, so it's it's very interesting to learn, and like I said, I took it from Mike, and increased my speed, and I took it from members of the federation, and I'm comfortable with receiving Braille and agendas, and let's just say the older you get, the harder it is to learn, but I think that the older you get, I ain't as old as Sammy, but
There you go.
but the older you get, it's just determination and repetition, and I think Braille is not going to the wayside, and our students, particularly in the Federation, are going to be leaders of our society, and maybe one day you may have to lean on somebody that's blind, and there have been times that people have had to lean on someone that's blind. Now, Lisa, when did you meet Mr. Mike Dixon?
First year I went to the blind school.
Oh, so you could see. Now, he couldn't see. Now, who met who first?
I don't remember. I mean, I'm sure we had a couple of classes together.
Okay, and I mean, Mike, who met who first?
I don't know who met who first, because
Did y'all? I mean,
we didn't actually start dating until near the end of our 11th grade year.
mm-hmm.
Is what it was. I don't know who met who first. I don't. Maybe she does. I don't recall exactly how it happened. And we just, been tears met at certain times. I assume, and I think it was like at the end of like our 11th grade year. I know that when all the athletics were pretty much done with, and we would go off campus, hang out, or go down to the lower playground. People would hang out. Well, it's an area at the blind school that's called the lower playgrounds where, we would go out and hang out and stuff like that. Had a reflection pond, some playground stuff, and some older kid stuff, like you can just walk around and stuff if you want it, what have you. People just go out and hang out. It was the spring, and we wanted to get out of the building and just go hang out. So I'm pretty sure we met like all the other students, a lot of other students did down there, and things just went from there.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So a blind student, totally blind student, meets a high partial student, and you guys have been together basically ever since. It seems to be.
Yeah.
Because ever since I've known you, and that's been about 15 years now, it's always been Lisa and Mike, or Mike and Lisa, and I know our listening audience is, kind of wanting to know and wanted to know. I think, how do blind people kids actually meet and develop their lives to be successful lives, facing all the challenges in our society, in our world, and all the discrimination that we face as blind citizens with 70% unemployment rate. And I must say that at one point in time in this country, it was 98% unemployment rate. And I still do believe in certain genders and ethnicities that it's much higher than 70% in the blind community. So with that, we're going to take us a short pause for the cause. And Bobby, who you got over there? Who you got lined up for us?
I'm going to give you Streetwise.
Some Streetwise, and who is that?
Don't Say Goodnight.
Streetwise, Don't Say Goodnight, and
I'm give you that love song.
okay, now, it's 8 o'clock.
Oh man, it's
Oh.
8. It's 8:16.
Oh, 8:16.
8:16.
Oh, well, I know
You
some of
eat
them
pizza
people.
at 8 o'clock.
Shoot, I know I got to apologize for those that's listening for waiting for the 8 o'clock Tuesday night love song, you know. And I'll just go ahead and set the stage a little bit, Bobby.
All right.
We just want, you know, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday night, and it's 8 o'clock. And really, this is the third day of the week. And you got 4 more days to go. So we just want you to take a short pause for the calls, kick your feet up, get in the hot bubble bath, or get yourself together and just take a good listen. And just take a deep breath. Florence, give him a deep breath. Oh my goodness, boy. She just, oh man.
That is a deep.
That's a deep breath.
Yes.
Okay, well, take that deep breath and enjoy
Relax.
the song. What you say? Relax.
Relax.
You know, and don't get all choked up like Florence did week before last. She was supposed to introduce the song, and it's called "Lovely Lips" or something like that. And that, you
I
know,
don't even recall.
and she just could not even. I thought I had to, you know,
I
the
was
lover's
actually,
kiss.
I was actually choking.
She was really choking, you know, and I'm saying,
And you was-
girl, I can't see you over there turning red and everything.
Man, I couldn't talk and I couldn't say anything.
And
So
then you're supposed
I
to
was
get
really
the,
choking.
yeah, you're trying to get the public relaxed.
I mean, I grabbed my neck, but nobody saw me.
I saw you.
It is what it is.
Yeah, shit, I mean, the shame on you. You go to choking on me because I ain't gonna be able to see what's going on with you, honey. So, you know, so just kick back, relax, and just take
Don't say goodnight.
and take a deep breath and just relax and just take 5 minutes to relax and listen to the song. And who is that again by Bobby?
Streetwise.
Streetwise.
Don't say goodnight.
Don't say goodnight.
It's
Oh
time
my.
for love.
It's time for love.
am a blind vendor, and one of the things that I truly miss is reading Vending Times magazine.
Hoosiers can hear Indiana magazines, circulars, national magazines, and information from across the globe. Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
It is a fantastic service.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline today.
I was bumping into things, squinting, getting headaches. I knew something was wrong when I found out I was losing my sight. Bosma Enterprises answered all my questions about living with vision loss. They were the kind of resource that didn't just have a solution, they had my solution. They developed a plan for me based on who I was, on who I still am.
To learn more about Bosma services or make a donation, call 317-684-0600 or visit bosma.org.
Bosma Enterprises, navigating blindness since 1915.
seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
This is Lee Martin. See what I'm saying. This is Lee Martin. I'll see you there.
Okay, well, we're back on the air on the See What I'm Saying show, and we're into our last half an hour of the show, and I trust that individuals have been enjoying the show thus far, and we thank you for your questions. And if you have any other questions during this last half an hour, you can text me at 317-709-7747. The text lines are open. Once again, it's 317-709-7747. And Tammy Hollingsworth, thank you for your text, and we appreciate you as a listener. So we're back here with Mike and Lisa Dixon. Well, Mike Dixon and Lisa Carter, and so I might well call y'all Mike and Lisa Dixon. Shoot. But I've observed this couple. I've had the privilege of observing this couple, and both of them do great works in our community. Mike spoke on being in the business enterprise program as a vendor for some 20 years, and was one of your businesses, as we recall, at the federal building.
Yeah, I was actually managing the federal building during the 9/11 attack. I still can recall that morning when I went into work. The big news story that day was Michael Jordan was coming back out of retirement, and then I was at the register, and there was TVs in the sitting area of the cafeteria, and people were talking and standing and looking, and I didn't know what was going on because my back was to the TV and it was kind of a ways away, so I couldn't really hear it. And then people started coming over. Did I hear what was going on and this and that, and found out that the Trade Center had been attacked, and we actually closed early that day. And after that, a lot more security went into place at the federal building, and a lot of things changed, as people know now. But it was just a shocking thing at that time.
Very shocking to our whole society. And I know that I've spoken with several blind vendors that was in New York at that time, and it did have its impact on them as well. I know most of our listening audience never even considered, how the blind community was impacted by 9/11, and it was an impact, and I'm sure that the National Federation of the Blind and other blind entities, stepped up to the plate, much like they did with Katrina. So anytime there's a tragedy in our country, we do want to consider the blind and the disabled. So, but we do survive, and so. I think, Mike, and I'm really thinking when I was there one year when I could see, I came to eat at the cafeteria, and I really think I had the opportunity to meet you at that one point in time when I could see, and I keep replaying that in my mind, because we never know what's going to happen to us from day to day. How did I know that I would lose my sight and be right there in the ranks with you, shoulder to shoulder, as a federationist?
Yeah.
So we never know where we're going to be. But I tell you what, there's some great people.
You're right. We are shoulder to shoulder. We want to point out, Lee, and you may have pointed out before that you're the president here in Indianapolis, the president of the Circle City chapter of the National Federation of the Blind. I'm also the president of the Indianapolis chapter of the National Federation of the Blind.
Yep, and we're definitely going to get to that. But thanks for that, Mike. And I'll tell you what, it is a challenge. Yes, it is being blind, but we know that, we kind of been groomed for it. And we have great leaders and great supporters from the president to the First Lady, Miss Jean Brown, Mr. Ron Brown, and the state board members and our membership throughout the state of Indiana, as well as our leadership on a national level. So we're not out without the support and the philosophy of the organization of the National Federation of the Blind. And while we're talking about that, for those of you that are interested in the National Federation of the Blind, there's several ways that you can find out more. One of the ways is to go up to nfb.org, and you can learn about the National Federation of the Blind. Mm-hmm. We will be celebrating our 75th anniversary. How many times in a lifetime will we be able to celebrate 75 of anything? And from the 1940s, this movement has changed the minds of individuals, legislation, education. We've changed and we've encouraged people to live their lives, and that is not blindness that holds you back. So go up to nfb.org, and once again, you'll be able to visit our website, which is www.seewhatimsayin, and that's no apostrophe and no G, just say N. We use the slang, say N, and .net or .org, and you can see us there. And you can also, as Bobby the Bit, the technician over there, he is the creator of our YouTube page, and he's currently installing all the programs from April the 1st of last year when we first started this show, and until now. So it's taking him a little time. It takes a little time, but he's getting the job done. So if you want to go up there and listen to President Ron Brown, which was our first guest on the See What I'm Saying show, feel free to do that. He's there. And Mike and Lisa, now that you're not working with the vendor program, and Lisa, you work in the National Federation with the parents of blind children, correct?
Right.
Now, I know that we have some inquiries about the parents of blind children. You want to give us a brief synopsis of what the Parents of Blind Children of Indiana is all about?
Well, we help with a lot of advocacy with, blind IEPs, children who are in school, help them, if they're mainly in like the mainstream schools, helping them with equipment. And, there's also not a whole lot of blind teachers out there in the public schools, so they struggle with that, and struggle with resources, for equipment, and just try to get them involved as much with the NFB, National Federation of the Blind, as much as possible, so we can kind of guide them and help them when which way to go, and get help with what they need.
Well, I know that from listening to and interacting with, Miss Hall and Miss Hollingsworth. Who else is on that committee here in Indiana?
Oh, I am the treasurer.
Okay.
Me, Amber, Tammy, Caprice Capers, and Micah Ball.
Now, is there a way in social media or any way that individuals that are inquiring, that want to inquire about parents of blind children, is there a Facebook, website, or anything like that?
We have a link on our state list and
state website.
State website, yeah.
Okay, and what is that website for the state of Indiana?
What is the website?
nfb-in.org. nfb-in.org.
Okay, and we'll be sure to post that too as another one of our links for people to go to on the see what I'm saying .net or even .org. So you can go up there and visit that, or you can just it'll be a minute before Bobby the Bit gets set up on our YouTube site, but it's coming. So you'll be able to go up there and pull up our archives since April the 1st of last year when we first started this See What I'm Saying show. And I know Parents of Blind Children is a very important organization, and within the Federation, National Federation of the Blind, and we encourage you, if you have any questions, to be sure to go up and to the website and visit and learn. And if you need to contact, all that information's there. I know Miss Zipporah out of Nevada is very interested, and directed her to Miss Tammy Hollingsworth and the Parents of Blind Children here in Indiana for some guidance. So you guys are doing great work, both of you. And so there's another thing that's kind of I want to talk about. Now you guys are working at Bosma Enterprises?
Yes.
Okay, and what do you do at Bosma Enterprises, Lisa?
Right now I work in the bistro, and I am cross-training in the retail store.
Okay, the bistro. Okay, Walter Lee want to know what the stro is. Your bistro to him means a whole different thing. So, what's the bistro all about?
Bistro
sounds interesting.
we open at 7 o'clock in the morning till 2. We serve breakfast, pretty much, normal, cereal, Pop-Tarts, bacon, eggs, all that. And all the workers have their breaks, a couple hours, starting around 9:30, and come in there and get snacks, drinks and whatever. And then we serve lunch 11:30, 12, and 12:30, and we serve all kinds of burgers, pizzas. We have a daily special, soup of the day, chili every day, drinks, and pretty much a lot of everything.
Okay, and this is at Bosma Enterprises.
Bosma Enterprises.
Okay,
Yep.
And are most of the people in there visually impaired or blind that works in the bistro?
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting. So, kind of relieve Walter's mind there, because you can beef on a stroll now, So I'm cool now. I'm cool, co-host Flo.
Say everything is baked. We fry nothing.
Oh, we got some baked beef on the stroll, huh? Okay, so fellas, you want some beef stroll? Stroll on up to Bosma Enterprises and get some of that beef stroll up in there. So, and Brother Mike, what do you do at Bosma Enterprises?
I work in the production area, which entails working with the gloves or the ball cam part. My main thing is what I'm really called on to do is unload the product, or the gloves, off the trucks. This time of year it could really get to you, but I mainly do support, product support, I guess, and unload trucks and pack gloves, but the other two are the main things that I do.
Okay, you've been doing that since
October of 2013.
Okay. Now, about how many employees does Bosma have working in production? Do you know?
No, not right off. I would say around 60 or so. Yeah, maybe around 60. In the production area. That's not everybody that's working at Bosma. Mm-hmm, but that's just a number off the top of my head from what I could count. But there's other areas that people are working in. So, but I don't know right off.
Now, when I had a question concerning, I Lee may come completely right back to this topic, but I actually had a question I wanted to ask you concerning the upcoming convention for next month.
The NFB convention, national convention. Okay.
Yes, the NFB convention.
Okay, now we have to specify the acronym.
Yes.
It's called the
National Federation of the Blind Convention.
Convention.
That will be held in Florida this year.
What part of Florida?
Orlando. So
okay.
I know where it's going to be.
Well, come on, Coleslaw. I mean, you're going to tell people it's going to be in Florida. They might go down to Fort Lauderdale or somewhere.
And it just so happens that I'm just kind of reluctant to say myself because it seems that
I ain't buying that. Well, I'm telling you, co-host Flo, I'm not going.
Since I'm not going to be able to go, but since everybody's going to go, but me.
There's a whole lot of them not going now. I'm going to tell you that now. They need to get on the stick now.
Well,
because this is 75th, you know.
Yes.
So a lot of times we're very fortunate of there to be 75.
I did. And,
but that's okay.
She might make it to the 100th one.
Yeah, she might make it. You know, she's with a 100-year-old man now.
Whoa. Okay.
So, that's a long time to be with a 100-year-old man, ain't it? So, I'm glad you admitted that. You admitted to that. I'm just saying.
Is that Alta Walter or is that Lee?
Let me know. Because I can see him wanting to get me right now.
He's going to get you back. But
you've gotten her all tongue-tied now. She's got her question.
Now
go ahead.
She was tongue-tied when she was at Orlando.
Concerning the National Federation of the Blind Convention that's going to be held in Orlando, Florida, you are definitely going to go. You're planning on going. Mm-hmm. You and Lisa.
Yes.
And I had a question because I had an opportunity to go to this convention before, but not this one. And I noticed that there's a lot of people that attend the convention. A lot of children with canes, a lot of individuals with their guide dogs, and you said that you use a cane for travel.
Yeah.
And my question was, have you considered using a guide dog? And I'll let you answer that first.
I've thought about it, but never gave it. Didn't follow up to do anything seriously about getting one, because I don't think I would do it any justice. It would probably end up just being a pet. I've thought about it whenever I've been to conventions and I see people just whizzing past me, going to meeting rooms and such, and using the cane. There's a lot more exploration, as most people know, but I never followed up on really getting one. But I've thought about it.
You don't want to ask me my thoughts, do you? I know Mag dude's waiting on this one.
Well, I'm not going to ask.
Well, I'm going to give it to you. And this is Alta Walter speaking. Mm-hmm. And
I figured that.
Yeah. When I was at the VA center, they kept bringing in these guide dogs, like they're bringing in automobiles to show off to you, to practice and drive with, Okay. And I like animals, but I didn't want a guide dog. So they kept bringing me up to these guide dog meetings. And so finally, after all frustration, I had to let them know. Once you get a guide dog that can go to work, pay his insurance, I don't care if it's Obama insurance, take a bath, use Charmin, then come see me. I really want one then. But until then, I don't want a guide dog, but I do see the advantages and how it does help individuals. As Mike said, I mean, they zip right along, But then when you got, I'm not a person that I can see myself just picking up, cleaning up behind a dog. And, I just can't see that. And being blind, I can't put my hand in no poop, So, that's just all the Walter Lee's thinking, But, I'm putting him back in the box now. And we're going to take us a short break. We're going to be back here with our last 8 minutes of the show. And we're going to hear some encouraging parting words from Mike Dixon and Lisa Carter. And maybe co-host Flo might edge in something, I don't know. But anyhow, Bobby, kick some jazz.
Here we go.
sight. I'm not able to read regular newspapers, and I'm not able to keep up with obituaries.
I've been a homemaker all of my life, but since my vision has failed, I wish I could read my favorite magazines.
Have you heard of the NFB Newsline?
Learn more by calling 855-963-6476 or visit nfbnewsline-in.org.
Subscribe free to NFB Newsline today.
All right, we're back.
Okay, so we're back on our last leg, and we just want to thank our listening audience for joining us today. And today you have heard 4 of our recent commercials for NFB Newsline. In brief, it just allows blind citizens access to the printed press, newspapers, magazines, target circulars, job listings, etc. and etc. So, we'll be playing those, and you can check them on Channel 40 here in Indianapolis, Indiana. And soon they'll be coming to you via YouTube and other social medias, Facebooks and Twitter, whatever else they use out there. So, so just listen for those commercials as they come up. And we want to thank all those people that participated. I'll start with Lisa. Lisa, on this last comments of the show, if you had any words of encouragement to someone that's struggling or coping with vision loss, and unable to read the print and maybe discouraged because they're not being able to keep up in class and the parents just don't know what to do, what would be your comments to them?
Just do it. That's pretty much what I did. It's scary and kind of emotional, but for me, that I knew I needed to succeed. I knew I had to just push forward and listen to what others thought was best for me. And I'm glad I went to school, stayed at the school, finished, got involved with everything, and stayed in contact with everybody, all the friends I made there, and glad I'm stuck with it. And here I am today, and still pushing on. And anybody knows anybody who's blind or struggling, or anything like that, contact nfb.org and
I like that
help whatever state you live in.
Okay, I think those are very encouraging words, and I want to thank you personally, you as Lisa Carter, for coming on to the show today. You've worked all day today, and you've had a very long day, and I just want to thank you for your time, and I'm sure that someone in our listening audience have learned from your reality. Mike Dixon.
Thank you, Lisa.
You're welcome.
In parting, what would be your words of encouragement? There's someone that's, born blind into the world, because you have been a, very successful individual, and you talked about speech, and you will make a great speaker, orator over the radio. But what would be some of your parting words?
Just, as Lisa said, just keep living. If you should happen to lose your vision later in life, that's where it seems to be that people would have the most problem. Just keep living and look at it as a challenge to do things, and you'll find out how successful you'll become. And those that may have children that later become partially blind or blind, totally blind like myself, just give them encouragement. Don't give them any special treatment. Treat them just like a normal kid, like my parents did. Now I'm not saying to just force everything on them either, but just treat them just like you would a normal kid, a kid that has no disabilities, and everything will turn out all right.
Well, I'll tell you, you have heard it from a guy that has never had physical sight in his life, but he has enormous sight and integrity, and as you have heard, speaks with much education, and so you can live the life you want. Basically it's up to you.
Yep.
And Florence, co-host Flo. What you got to say in your parting words today?
My parting words are, I've had an opportunity again to meet some awesome people, individuals,